What's going on, guys? Killer6 back with another legendary item drop location and weapon guide for you, and this time we're taking a look at the Infinity Pistol. Mine has the Ruthless prefix, but this gun can spawn with a number of different prefixes depending on the parts that it spawns with, and that can change damage, fire rate, elemental damage type, accuracy, and other stats. So to get started, you're going to need to go do the Hammerlock side quest Malevolent Practice. This mission takes place at the Anvil and culminates with you fighting the Anointed Alpha. You can pick up the mission from Hammerlock after rescuing him from Warden. It will be either available at Sanctuary 3 or at Floodboard Basin, depending on where Hammerlock is hanging out for you. The mission will take a little bit of time as you need to collect a few echo logs before fighting the Alpha. Along the way, you also have to fight another anointed enemy, Anointed X4, who deals a lot of fire damage, turns into a fireball, and zips all over the place. Now, obviously, you're going to want to use something other than fire on him. He doesn't appear to have any kind of assigned legendary drop for what that's worth. After that, just follow the mission marker and you'll meet Dean, who was one of Hammerlock's friends in prison. And that's when the Anointed Alpha shows up. Anointed Alpha is weak to corrosive and cryo, and during the fight, when you do enough damage, he will shield himself off and become immune while he summons several clones. They are all weak to shock, so again, the Brainstormer, which I have a guide on, will make very short work of all of them. Then switch back to your corrosive or cryo weapon, work on an alpha a little bit more. Sometimes this fight is a 3-phase and sometimes I get it in 2. Maybe with enough damage at the onset you can one-shot him, possibly with an anointed TD or reload. I don't know, I haven't tried. After killing the Alpha, he will crystallize and you need to bust him up for the drop. The Infinity shares a loot pool with the Link, which is exclusive to Alpha and can't be obtained anywhere else, and he can also drop the Ogre Assault Rifle, making this a pretty cool little farm. The drop rate for any of his dedicated drops is 10%, and then the game will roll to see which of the 3 items is dropped. So that means that this farm can sometimes take a while, so grab a snack and a drink, turn on some YouTube or Netflix, and be ready to dump some time in here. That said, well, I got lucky. This dropped on my 6th run, but sadly it wasn't elemental or anointed. That said, this can also still world drop. Okay, now that we covered the drop location, let's break down the weapon. The Infinity is a legendary pistol manufactured by Vladof, and the red text reads, "It's closer than you think," and then in parentheses, "No it isn't," which is a reference to the line, "It's longer than you think, Dad," from a Stephen King short story called The Jaunt about intergalactic space travel gone horribly wrong. The Infinity shoots in the shape of an infinity symbol, and you can see that when you shoot a wall from medium range. However, to get the most out of the Infinity, you're going to want to make most of your engagements happen at very close range to avoid missing with the wild spread of the gun. Ideally, you want to find one that has the highest fire rate possible. You can ignore reload stats, as you never need to reload this gun, and the accuracy and handling stats are kind of pointless on this gun as well. Some of the best anointments to look for in Infinity are weapon damage increased by 100% on action skill end, or any of the bonus elemental damage bonuses on action skill end. Those are most useful for Zane and Amara, as Zane has 2 action skills, allowing him to take maximum advantage of those perks, and Amara can essentially cancel her phase slam action skill or use phase grasp without actually targeting an enemy to trigger her action skill repeatedly. The other cool thing about the Infinity is obviously it does not use any ammo. It shoots forever and you never have to reload it. Now, the Infinity pistol at launch was extremely weak and absolutely, completely, and utterly worthless. Since then, they've buffed it considerably, but without an element or without a good anointment, this gun is still pretty bad. Generally, most blue or purple pistols that you're going to find on the ground will be capable of outputting the same sort of damage as the Infinity. That said, with a good anointment, this gun is passable when used at shotgun range. In the hands of Amara or Zane using particular builds, an elemental Infinity is fairly decent, but considering how much easier it is to find something like the Skeksil, Linoge, or any number of other pistols, I feel like the Infinity pistol just isn't quite there in terms of damage output. So I hope this guide to the Infinity pistol was helpful to you guys. If it was, then please take a second to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and tap the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when I post a new video. You can click on one of the cards at the end of this video to see more legendary item guides as well. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.